So, final question. I had a bunch more, but I think we went over them. I'm looking at them right now. Dexter, the Kuwait guys, all of them we just went over. So, final question. I got to say this because it's in the news right now. Right now, the biggest thing since sliced bread, the biggest thing since the Wright brothers created the airplane, the biggest thing since Michael Jordan came into the world is Mr. Hadi Choopan. Now, Hadi comes in here, 212 guy. Everybody, he stirred the controversy when he went up against Flex, I believe it was in Korea, and everybody's like, oh, Hadi should have beat him, and they went, and poor Flex was getting death threats and, and all this stuff. So, then Hadi competed again. He's done really, really well. He's got I would call him the 2019 Mohammed Benaziza. That's what I would call him.
Good one.
Okay, yeah. So the comparisons are there, just very thick and all that stuff. Is he the greatest thing? Is he the top 5 Mr. Olympia Open competitor that everyone says he is? Or is he a guy who's come in at the right time, at the right place with 2,000 conditioning?
Bingo. As usual, my friend, like the postman, you always deliver. Yeah, listen, Hadi is a tremendous talent. He's got a lot of muscle.
He's very good bodybuilder.
He brings the conditioning with all that muscle. That's the ticket. Yeah. That's why he is kind of a throwback to the 2000s. Now, that said, let's not get crazy, folks. I mean, you're so starved for a superstar that, holy shit, this guy's, he can win the Olympia. It's like, well, first of all, put him next to those other guys. Put him next to Ruli Winkler, and he's going to look like a little kid out there, okay? There's a big, big difference between these guys. Can he hold his own? Sure. So can Flex Lewis, and I'm sure we'll probably see that next.
So let me stop you right there. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
For me, I'm almost 100% sure that Hadi's not going to get his visa to compete at the Olympia.
No,
I'm almost 100% sure because of the politics and all that stuff. But through the right channels, through the right attorneys, through the right methods of going about this, I think he can, in a year from now, establish himself and come to the Olympia. I, more than anything else, would like to see Flex Lewis in the Open against Hadi Choopan in the Open. That to me would be the comparison that I would love to see where it goes. Is Hadi Choopan top Mr. Olympia, top 5? He could slide in there this year because no Big Ramy, no Phil Heath, no Kai Green. So I say this to people all the time, and then remember, the Iranians are very passionate, very, very passionate. And I explained this in a previous episode of King's World, and I said the reason why these people in the Middle East are like this is because when Phil Heath wins the Mr. Olympia, he's interviewed by RX Muscle. He's interviewed by the bodybuilding world. Okay, Hadi Choopan ends up on government TV, and the Ayatollah comes and shakes his hand, and and he's a national superstar over there. He becomes a god. He walks down the street. It's like Elway in Denver, or Dan Marino in Miami. You can't walk into anywhere they walk into. Everything's free, taken care of. Or Tom Brady in New England. Okay, that's how they are perceived in these countries. Now. Again, but I don't want to get these, my Persian brothers and sisters upset and stuff. Yes, Hadi is a great, amazing, fantastic bodybuilder, but putting him in the Open, it's going to be a whole different world. I'd like to see it. For one, I think everybody would like to see it. And number 2, I want to see him and Flex Lewis battle it out. All right.
Agreed. Yeah, listen, until he gets next to these guys, you really can only draw so much conclusion. Flex Lewis still did beat him, and Flex is the best, 212 in the world. Now, both these guys would obviously be heavier than that on stage, but when you say heavier, you can only go up so much. I mean, you're not going to go into the 225, 230 range. You're going to be a square.
Right.
All right? And that's what's lost in this equation as well. But if this guy's allowed to go in the Open, it's like, look at his best shape is around 212 or so. So maybe you can go to 215.
I think, in my personal opinion, Bob, I think Flex Lewis at 222, 220 would be crazy. Because what was happening is he had that ultra conditioning, but never could push the fullness. If he can push that fullness, have that ultra, he's going to have a really freaky look on stage.
Now, for those who want to nitpick this apart, okay, let's take your difference. Exactly what you just said, King. The difference between Flex Lewis and Hadi Choopan is this. I've seen Flex Lewis in the 220s, okay? He still has a small waist. Hadi Choopan already is blocky.
Right.
Okay? Now that's at 212. Okay? He's made the 212. He's competed in the 212. So at 212, he's a little on the blocky side. What's he going to be at 220 something?
Right.
He's going to be even more blocky.
Yeah.
Okay? Believe me, that's going to get exposed when you get out there against these guys.
Yeah.
So
You do
I
get
like
it.
Hadi. I think he's a great talent, King. I'd love to see him, as I told the New York Post the other day, or New York Times, or whoever it was that did the article. I would love to see him. The Pro League would love to see him. And
Yeah.
we want the best bodybuilders in the world.
Yeah.
But this is beyond our pay grade, people. Don't ask for me or Jim. We don't have a hotline to the Ayatollah. Okay?
We don't have the hotline to Trump.
No. So listen. So as we're doing this, I'm looking up stuff. Multitasking King.
Oh, there you go. Go ahead.
So it says here, all right, it's got the qualified lists, everybody we know.
Right.
Then it's got current point standings. It says Akeem Williams, 23. Lucas Ozodil, 20.
Okay.
And then it's got Cedric McMillan and Luke Sandow at 16.
Right.
Now, Luke just took second. So I don't know how many points second was, but it was more than one, okay? So, I mean, that puts him above Cedric. So there's your top three. Ian Valieri from Canada, he just placed it. Now, he had 15 points, so he was only a point behind Cedric. So he leapfrogged over him.
Wow.
So right now, I mean, like I say, unless I'm seeing something that I'm forgetting or whatever, he's out of the top three in the point standings.
Okay, so we come to the end, which this is never the end, because I'm going to have him back, and we have 1,000 stories. I mean, just the disco story alone. I'm just going to say the word disco, and then we're going to go from there. And then the gay after party. That's another one that we can get into. There's a lot of things that we can get into, but we're going to leave that for another time. I'm going to do this next thing here. This is strictly for Bob, because I love him, and for you fans. We're going to do a speed round.
Ooh, lightning
So
round.
I'm just going to, lightning round. So I'm just going to say something, and I wanted the first thing that comes to his mind. It's got to be quick, okay? So we're going to do this. You ready, Mr. Cicherillo?
Ready.
All right, let's do this. All right. Remember, first thing that pops into your head.
First thing.
Lee Haney.
Greatest of all time.
Tom Prince.
My man, Tommy Boy. Love him.
Chris Cormier.
The real deal, baby. Still out there shucking and jiving. Now coaching people into the Olympia.
Are you a puller or a pusher?
Oh, boy. Well, I guess it depends on what we're doing. I mean, am I on a date or am I on a date?
Let's just say in the gym. Are you more of a puller or are you a pusher?
I'm a puller, I think.
Puller, yeah. I'm a puller, too. So,
yeah.
All right. Internet trolls.
Bucktooth Jack.
Couldn't have said it better
2.0.
myself. Couldn't have said it better myself. Chad Nichols.
Guru, the guy who started it all, really. I don't think the word guru was even used until Jack Nichols, but also credited with coining the term grainy.
Grainy. There you go. Yeah, that's definitely a Chad Nichols word. All right, Oxygen
never
Gym.
heard that word.
Oops.
Oxygen Gym, absolutely ridiculous. If anybody's ever been in one or seen one, bro, the one he just put up in Abu Dhabi makes the other ones look like a shack. I mean, it's unbelievable. If you're ever going to go anywhere, go there, because I can't even describe it. It's like 3 football fields on top of each other, size-wise, of equipment.
Okay, Craig Titus.
Jail, still. Voted most likely to spend the rest of his life in jail by all his fellow pros. Yeah, that couldn't happen to a better guy.
Is it true that I hated him more than anything else in the world?
No question about it. I mean, oh God, then we could have a whole show just on that. But yeah, listen, Craig, this was like, I mean, I laugh about that now, but when this broke back in the day, it surprised nobody. Nobody. Like when I first called you, King, or whatever, and I went, "Hey, bro, you're never gonna believe this, but Titus just got hit up for murder and he's on the run. He thinks he's gonna drive overseas," and you know, you're like, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised. I was not surprised.
You know.
Sean Ray.
Should have won an Olympia.
Okay.
Listen, love him or hate him, like I said, I know you've had your ups and downs, ins and outs, but one of the greatest, most consistent bodybuilders of all time, and should have at least had one Sandow to his credit.
Kuwait.
You know what? The next Mecca. I mean, Badr Bodai, who I'm very good friends with, he is literally like another Joe Eater out there. I mean, he loves. Listen, this guy's got stupid money. Okay, he's got. These gyms are ridiculous. The last gym he put together was $38 million or something. The one in Abu Dhabi makes that look small. I don't even know what that thing costs. It's got to be $70 million.
Yeah, I remember Cutler saying that it was like walking into a different world.
Yeah, it is, literally. These things are ludicrous, okay? Bodybuilder's dream. But listen, he don't need the money, okay, folks? Trust me. He's doing okay.
He's doing okay.
Yeah.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. Greatest president we've ever had. Absolutely love him. Knocks down the buck too. He's like another Mama Luke. I mean, this guy, listen, he's not presidential. Okay, let's just get that square. He does not speak presidential. He doesn't. But you know what? That's why I like him. Because you know what he is? He's the Ross Perot of our time, bro. With all due respect, Ross just left us.
May he rest in peace.
But you know what? He that little crazy little fool, man, he was a businessman.
Right.
And he was going to run this place like a business, and they trounced him out. Trump ended up getting in, and you know what he's doing? He's running this place like a business. And things are kicking ass. Whether you love him or, but all this racist garbage, and it's like, shut up, man. You know what I mean? Just listen, let him run this place like a business so we can be great again.
Yeah, you heard it from Mr. Cicherillo. All right, a couple more. Las Vegas.
You know what? I can't think of Vegas without thinking of the USA, of course, and the Olympia. But it'll always represent the Olympia to me.
That's what I see.
Even the Orleans. I mean, listen, people will think, let's hit the Orleans. Look at that represents the Olympia. I walk in that Orleans every year, bro, and I just smell Olympia. You know what I mean? It's the fans, the enormous gravity of it. And it's still the greatest bodybuilding stage on earth, man.
I agree. The challenge round.
The most ill-conceived thing. I begged them, as you know, King. I begged them to not do the challenge. This is like another point system. I'm like, there's some mathematical problems. I did not like it at all. That thing flopped worse than Gene Rachevik getting buried with 900 pounds on his chest.
We have to go back and one day and our next thing and explain to the kids out there how Ronnie Coleman almost walked off the stage if it wasn't for Rope Man begging him, please, Ronnie, don't walk off stage.
What is this? Listen, what is this? How ill-conceived is this to anybody? So Ronnie loses the challenge round, which is really just another series of mandatory poses.
Right.
To Gustavo Bedell, and all due respect to Gustavo, because he was very
With
good.
all due respect.
With all due respect, okay? But then he wins the show. And it's like, well, that just shows you how much...
Yeah, it was...
It's just stupid.
It was ridiculous. Two more. YouTube celebrities.
Oh, God. Sign of the times, unfortunately, man.
Yeah. Unfortunately is the key word right there.
These guys have taken over. I see lines for these people at shows. And I look up at the front, King, and I go... Who is this that everybody's standing around for? And somebody comes up
lines for shows, Bob. My son, my 8-year-old son, he's like, Dad, introduce me to Logan Paul. Logan Paul.
I don't even know who that is.
I'm like, Johnny, who the hell is? Come on, Dad. Logan Paul. I'm like, all right, I can't.
Who is he?
I can't do it. I can't. I think he's the guy who was going to get slapped. Go to Russia, have a slap contest with somebody. I don't know.
He can come here to Atlanta. I'll slap him.
I'll get in line to get slapped. All right, two more. Da Bears.
Da Bears.
Da Bears.
One word, buddy. Dit guy.
Dit guy. All right, last word. Last one, and we're going to end it with this.
Super Bowl shuffle, my friend.
Last one, we're going to end it with this. King Kamali.
Oh, my Mama Luke brother. Listen, one of the greatest guys to ever come along for bodybuilding. Things are slowing down, bro, when we got into this mix. So, King Kamali, part showman, part pro bodybuilder.
Let me ask you, I didn't want to say this, but I'm going to throw this out there because I like him. I like Dan Solomon.
Yep.
People who don't know Dan Solomon, he's the new promoter of the Mr. Olympia.
Yeah, like my
Dan
brother.
Solomon has been around for a long time. You guys have just never heard him. You've seen him on doing the broadcasts and what have you.
Right.
But Dan has been a true believer a true fan, a true diplomat of the sport of bodybuilding. And I really, really, my heart goes out to him because I really do feel, it's my opinion. I will say it's not, has nothing to do with Bob. It's my opinion. That this year's Olympia will have an asterisk on it just because Kai's out, Phil's out, Rami's out. I mean, it's Sean. It's just a weird Olympia, and it's the first year that he's promoting it and all that stuff. All I'm gonna say to Dan Solomon is this: just imagine if Bob Cicherillo and King Kamali had something to do with commentating, with TV work, with something, because there's nothing better than us two right now. And if it wasn't for Bob doing the, no offense, with all due respect to Dennis James, Bob does the athletes, the press conference. It's Bob's voice. It's Bob's questions. It's the sarcasticness of the way you ask and the way you engage people and stuff like that. Just something to keep in mind, Mr. Dan Solomon, okay? Because this is the best there is right here.
Absolutely. Well, in deference to my other Mameluke brother, Dan, everybody knows me and Dan did PBW, Pro Bodybuilding Weekly, for 10 plus years. We started the whole thing. King, a guest many, many times on there. There's going to be some real good changes this year, bro. I don't want to spoil all the surprises, but Dan is putting his spin, and this is in all due respect, of course, to Robin Chang, who was a very close friend of mine. We did the Olympia for almost 15 years together, and Robin stepped down this past year. He's focusing on bigger and better things, and he's got lots of cool stuff. So Robin's as involved as ever, just not with the Olympia. He's got other things on his plate, including the Pro League, as Robin runs all the overseas and our expansion. So Dan's got his own spin. We've already made some changes. Let me just tell you this, King. A lot of my ideas, obviously, we're putting into practice this year.
Nice. Nice.
You're going to see some cool stuff. One thing I can tell you, we moved the 212 on the Friday night, so they have their own night.
Nice.
So they're not, they're not, I think that's fair. We moved all the finals to the Joe Weider stage. No more finals at the Expo. It's always something that stuck in my hat. Like,
excellent.
How are you with the best in the world and you're at the Expo? You know
that didn't make sense.
No, I mean, listen, they deserve their own time in the spotlight. So that's just a couple of things we put out, but you're going to see some pageantry brought back. You're going to see some common sense brought to some of these things, and that's not a knock on Robin Chang at all. It's got some of the stuff had nothing to do with him, but like the webcast, bro, right? Like I've requested. I think we've got our good friend Travis Chapman coming back, who's going to be providing the webcast. I told him two things. One, get rid of that stupid boom camera out in the front of the Olympia stage, that big gigantic thing that's just in everybody's face on the left side of the stage and takes the stupidest angle.
Thank God.
Right? Just get rid of it. It's useless. It's gone. Okay? So people sitting on the left this year, thank us later. Two, you only need 2 shots for any webcast, okay? Give us the full shot.
Oh, my God.
Frame, right? Don't pan up. Don't pan left to right. And when it is a comparison of like 3 guys, zoom in on those 3 guys in their entirety. That's it.
And this is why Bob Cicherillo has to be involved in this. Because how many times did you guys or me or anybody were watching the webcast and I start pulling my eyebrows out when the camera starts going from left to right and you're like, this is bodybuilding, just show the comparisons.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it tells me pan back for God's sake.
Thank God.
Stop being artistic, okay? Just give me 2 shots.
Stop being artistic. 2. Perfect. All right, so that's the end of the show. This is again, one of my best friends, Bob Cicherillo. We are the Mameluke brothers. We're going to have him back again. We're going to do this over and over again. And because he did this for me, I'm going to do something for him. So please, Bob, tell everyone what's Purova and what it's all about. You go ahead and do what you got to do.
See that, folks? Purova. This is a company I'm involved with. I'm actually a part owner of the company. This is a groundbreaking, game-changing product, my friend. Now, everybody uses that phrase, and I hate that phrase myself, but I got to use it. What is Purova, okay? We're into digestion, okay? So this isn't even particularly a bodybuilding product, although it's obviously very applicable to bodybuilders as we have very high protein consumption.
Absolutely.
We take lots of supplements. Listen, there's a million good supplements out there, okay? So we're not challenging any of those people. I'm telling you, take whatever supplements you like. There's 2 problems, okay, with digestion. One is we do have, obviously there's probiotics and there's digestive aids out there, okay, digestive enzymes. Both of those are as best we got. So you take in a lot of food or you take some things, And then obviously you got the rumbles, and it's just doing stuff in there and rumbling around. Doesn't digest very easy. So what do? You take probiotics, you take a digestive enzyme.
Correct.
Those are treating the problem, okay? What Perova is, now this is harvested from egg yolks, believe it or not. Enzyme is separated out, it's put into a powder, put into capsule form. Now, so what's the difference between this and an enzyme or a digestive aid or a probiotic? This actually stops it before it ever even happens. Okay, best analogy I can give you, King. It's like me giving you something to stop a cold before you even get it, rather than giving you something to treat the cold that you've already got.
Great analogy.
So that's what this stuff does. You take Perova, all right, and you never get to that. You don't have those problems. You don't have to take a digestive enzyme. You don't have to take a probiotic because the problem doesn't exist to begin with. So
maybe Dexter Jackson should be taking Perova because he has some digestive issues and his stomach was a little bloated at the Tampa show, and he even admitted it himself.
He could benefit, and if he wins the Olympia, he can dedicate it to me on the spot. I will get some Perova.
Well, you got to convince Dexter, and you also got to convince the guru. The guru needs to pass it by the George Farah first. You know that.
Brother George could listen. He's had his own up. God bless George, by the way. We love him, and I just ran into him at Tampa. He's doing excellent. He's making
a full recovery finally.
He's making a full recovery.
Good.
And he's back out being George. So we love you, bro. Keep doing what you're doing. It wouldn't be the same without you.
Definitely. And Chick, website, anything for Perova? You want to shoot it out there?
Yep, Perova.com. You'll be seeing. We are debuting at the Olympia, actually.
There you go.
This is brand spanking. It's cutting edge technology, and I know you guys hear that a lot, but believe it or not, we've got the science to back it up. This thing's going to be huge, King. Huge.
I believe huge. I believe it. I believe it.
I am, like I say, I'm a part of the ownership of this company. So I've put my money where my mouth is. I've invested a lot of time and energy into this company. And we're not only going to be making the rounds in the bodybuilding world, but obviously outside of it, everybody can benefit. The other thing it does, on a final note, is with better absorption and better digestion becomes better products that you're taking. So I don't care what products. You listen, there's a lot of them out there. Pick a company. Continue to take them. But you're going to get more out of it. As we both know, King, you only get X amount of percentage out of any product you take.
Correct. You piss the rest of it out.
Get a system and all that stuff. So let's just put some random numbers on there. So if you were getting 78% usage out of this product, now you might get 98% usage.
Correct.
So it's going to enhance even what you're doing even better. So it really is a good product. But we'll be at the Olympia. Look for the booth. I probably won't be there as I'm a little bit busy at the Olympia on stage. So King will be yelling stuff out to me.
I'll be yelling stuff out to him. He'll be looking handsome. Are you going to wear one of those custom, glossy, beautiful suits you always wear, man?
Being tailored as we speak.
There you go. You can't ask for anything. Come on, folks. It's the Chick Meister over here. All right. Thanks. It's another special edition, and we're going to have more of these coming. King's World, Bob Cicherillo, the Mama Lukes, and as always, how do I end it? Peace to all you bitches.